Chapter 176. Taking Action. Bone-dissolving powder was a poison which could make a person's bones limp and numb so that he hardly wished to live. This poison would not kill, but it could cause a lot of pain and suffering. The white-haired man had continued to drink alone during the confrontation. When threatened with the bone-dissolving powder, his eyes flashed with transient fear. But soon, he regained his calm. Ma Qinghai snorted and looked at his son with coddling eyes again. Changfeng, the earthly dragon list has changed a lot after the selection battle of Qianzhong dynasty. I bring you a new one. Ma Qinghai gave Ma Changfeng the updated earthly dragon list. Ma Changfeng took it and leafed through it. Oh! The number 1 on earthly dragon list now is Jian Wushuang. Ma Changfeng was a little bit surprised. Shouldn't it be the big monster Shuiyun? How could it be Jian Wushuang? Jian Wushuang? The white-haired man's expression changed subtly. Shuiyun has been killed by Jian Wushuang. You can read the details about the battle between him and Shuiyun, Ma Qinghai said. Ma Changfeng continued reading just a moment later. That's impressive. He left Shuiyun no options but to swallow a scarlet elixir. Jian Wushuang is really something. Besides, he is also a master of sword principle. Ma Changfeng clenched his hands and a scarlet light flashed in his eyes. Unfortunately, there are no real masters of sword principle in Nine Emperors sect. The old man is the only one who is good at it, but he doesn't teach me sincerely. Otherwise, I certainly would win a place on earthly dragon list with my talent. It is also possible to replace Jian Wushuang as number 1 on earthly dragon list. Ma Changfeng looked over at the white-haired man with hatred. Jian Nantian, I heard that Jian Wushuang combined 3 sword essences at a young age. What do you think about his talent? Ma Qinghai asked. Combined 3 sword essences? Not too bad. The white-haired man was still drinking wine and seemed indifferent. No one noticed a subtle and meaningful smile on his face. Combined 3 sword essences and the number 1 on the earthly dragon list. That's pretty impressive. Not too bad? Ma Qinghai sneered. Right, his talent pales in comparison to yours when you were young. In the Battle of Qinling several years ago, you killed 3 purple-masked killers of Blood Feather Tower simultaneously with one move, and one of them was in the profound of Yin Void Realm. At that time, you were just in exceptional Gold Core Realm. You were stronger than Jian Wushuang. But unfortunately, your Dantian was destroyed. Such a super genius is now a good-for-nothing. Besides teaching young men swordsmanship, what else can you do? Hearing this, the white-haired man's face fell. Yes, the white-haired man was Jian Nantian, Jian Wushuang's father. Before, he was a super genius who had possessed immeasurable potential, just as Jian Wushuang now did. But now, Jian Nantian was in bad shape. His Dantian had been broken into pieces, so he had no cultivation of spiritual power at all. In this world where cultivation of spiritual power was highly valued, he could be called a useless person. And at this moment, Jian Wushuang and his comrades were walking towards the Nine Emperors sect. 5 people and 3 griffins were levitating above the void, and 3 people rode on the 3 griffins. These 8 people honorably appeared above the void in Nine Emperors sect. Boom! With a golden dragon ambassador showing his strength in exceptional of Yin Void Realm, the Nine Emperors sect under the void was in turmoil. Who has come to Nine Emperors sect? A hearty laugh sounded, then 5 people flew out from the Nine Emperors sect to the void. Among the 5 people, 1 was exceptional Yin Void Realm, 2 were profound Golden Core Realms and the remaining 2 were initial Gold Core Realms. The exceptional Yin Void Realm was middle-aged and clothed in purple robes. He was the current sect master in Nine Emperors sect, Chu Nan. Sect Master Chu, we come from Golden Dragon Palace and we seek help from Nine Emperors sect. Would you do us a favor? Jian Wushuang and his friends had hatched a plan earlier. Now the Golden Dragon Ambassador who had just spoken was following the script. Golden Dragon Ambassador? Chu Nan looked around and found that they all wore Golden Dragon rings. The rings on the Yin-Yang Void Realm experts bore the sign of Golden Dragon Ambassador. Golden Dragon Palace was a hegemon and the strongest one in Qianzhong dynasty. Plus Golden Dragon ambassadors enjoyed high status in Golden Dragon Palace, so all sects would maintain friendly relations with them. It certainly included the 9 Emperors sect. Ha ha, so it is. Chu Nan laughed. We'd love to help you since you've come to us. But what we can do for you? It's a long story. If Sect Master Chu don't mind, could we go inside and discuss the details? The Golden Dragon Ambassador said. Of course. Please follow me. Chu Nan smiled and led them slowly towards the ground. Soon they all landed. As soon as they landed, Jian Wushuang patted his griffin and the griffin flew away immediately. Jian Wushuang signaled his friends with a look and all the Golden Dragon messengers, Yang Zixuan and Su Ru took the hint. You guys accepted a task from Golden Dragon Palace? Chu Nan and other experts of 9 Emperors sect didn't notice anything abnormal and they were still talking with the Golden Dragon ambassadors. They walked to the meeting hall and as soon as they stepped up the stairs. Action! Jian Wushuang shouted. Primed for action, the 8 people moved immediately. Among those 5 Golden Dragon ambassadors, the 2 in exceptional Yin Void Realm moved quickly and both of them targeted Chu Nan. The 3 Golden Dragon ambassadors of Profound Yin Void Realm also acted and they targeted the 2 Profound Yin Void Realms next to Chu Nan. Yang Zixuan and Su Ru jointly attacked one in initial Yin Void Realm. And Jian Wushuang, at this moment, he was full of murderous intent. He unsheathed Triple Kill sword from his back, unleashing a stream of terrible sword essence towards the sky. Light reflecting from the blade, Jian Wushuang brandished his sword with great ease. It was the first move of selfless sword technique, idealistic form. Combining 3 sword essences and exploding his power, he headed to another one in initial Yin Void Realm. What the hell? Facing unexpected attacks, all the powerhouses of 9 Emperors sect were astonished. Oh, no. Realizing that they had fallen prey to a plot, Chu Nan's countenance changed immediately. In a split second, a terrible breath burst forth, but it was too late for him to unsheath his weapon. Instead, he tried to ward off the sudden attack from the 2 Golden Dragon ambassadors with his palm. The other experts of 9 Emperors sect also reacted immediately to fend off the sudden attacks. Chapter 177. Attack and Kill. Boom! Like a roaring dragon, the sword light rushed towards the warrior of initial Yin Void Realm. There was a significant change in the warrior's expression as he hurried to block the attack. Jian Wushuang had been capable of killing Ouyang Haoqian, who had ranked 3rd on the Earthly Dragon list with a single sword move. His real battle strength was even comparable to that of the experts of the exceptional Yin Void Realm. Thus, a surprise attack against a warrior of the initial Yin Void Realm was rather easy for him. Naturally, the outcome would not deviate from expectations. The sword light easily penetrated the body of the initial Yin Void Realm and killed him instantly. Bang! 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 Several dramatic roars sounded successively and Chu Nan and other experts of the 9 Emperors sect were beaten back. Chu Nan was thrown heavily against the wall, smashing it to pieces. A mouthful of blood spurted from his mouth. As for the other experts of the Yin Void from the 9 Emperors sect, one was killed by Jian Wushuang, while another warrior of the initial Yin Void Realm was killed by Yang Zixuan and Su Ru. Another 2 warriors of the Profound Yin Void Realm were badly, but not fatally, injured. Among the 5 experts of the Yin Void Realm from the 9 Emperors sect, 2 were dead while 3 were heavily hurt in this sneak attack. You are so powerful. The Golden Dragon ambassadors looked at Jian Wushuang's trio. Jian Wushuang gave a small smile. He knew that although these Golden Dragon ambassadors had not killed any of the experts of the 9 Emperors sect, it did not mean they were useless. After all, the stronger the warriors was, the harder it would be to kill them. It was easy to kill ordinary experts of the initial Yin Void Realm, but it would be rather difficult to kill them after they reached the Profound Yin Void Realm. Go on, Jian Wushuang groaned, and then immediately headed towards the oncoming experts of the 9 Emperors sect. This group of experts were mostly at the primordial gold core realm. Although their strength was ordinary, there was a great number of them. In order to save his father, Jian Wushuang would not show any pity to these experts, let alone show any mercy. Kill! Yang Zixuan, Su Ru, and the Golden Dragon ambassadors also rushed out. You guys! Chu Nan was struggling to stand up. On seeing the scene in front of him, his face turned grim. Ha ha, Sect Master Chu, I'm sorry. Once entrusted by others, we will be loyal to them. One of the Golden Dragon ambassadors of the exceptional Yin Void realm laughed and came directly to Chu Nan. Chu Nan reacted immediately. However, as he was seriously injured from the sneak attack, he was severely disadvantaged and could only resist the Golden Dragon ambassador's attacks with great effort. The other Golden Dragon ambassador and Jian Wushuang's team were attacking with ease, almost like tigers running into a flock of sheep. For a moment, blood mist was suspended in the air and stained the horizon. A fierce battle had already broken out. Several brutal and dreadful breaths had rushed towards the sky. The breaths and spiritual power released from the battle were naturally spreading to the courtyard near the mountain. What happened? Ma Qinghai's face changed suddenly. He levitated off the ground and looked in the direction of the battle. Seeing the fierce battle in front of him, he was shocked. Has a large number of experts broken into the 9 Emperors sect? He said hurriedly, changes are occurring in our sect. Chang Feng, you just stay here, and don't go anywhere. Then Ma Qinghai rushed to the fierce battlefield at the fastest speed. In the courtyard, Ma Changfeng also felt a terrible spiritual power wave that was not far away, and his face changed. The Yin Void Realm. Is there a group of experts of the Yin Void Realm who have come to the 9 Emperors sect? 9 Emperors sect is the first-class sect of the Qianzong dynasty. Who in the Qianzong dynasty would dare to kill our warriors here? Ma Changfeng frowned. As a first-class sect, it had a deep foundation and had always been extremely strong. Throughout the Qianzong dynasty, there were only 7 top clans and 3 hegemons that the 9 Emperors sect were fearful of. The 9 Emperors sect had always been very humble and respectful to the top 7 clans and the 3 hegemons. As the 9 Emperors sect had never provoked them, these clans and hegemons would not look for any trouble in the 9 Emperors sect for no reason. 9 Emperors sect hasn't provoked any strong enemies during this period, so we shouldn't have been hit by other sects unless. Ma Changfeng thought of a possibility, and immediately looked at the white-haired man next to him. Old man, are these experts coming here for you? Glancing at Ma Changfeng, Jian Nantian did not answer him and kept drinking. They must come for you. Ma Changfeng snorted coldly. But unfortunately, they can't save you. Not only do we have lots of experts in the 9 Emperors sect, just this courtyard. This courtyard is a huge and impenetrable prison. From the moment that you were imprisoned here, it was destined that they cannot save you. Hearing that, Jian Nantian's gaze froze slightly, but he still said nothing. The fierce battle had reached a key moment in the 9 Emperors sect. Numerous cold corpses were lying in a disorderly manner on the ground or on the roof. These bodies belonged to the warriors of the Gold Core realm from the 9 Emperors sect. In terms of the battle formation, Jian Wushuang's team was stronger than that of the 9 Emperors sect. The 9 Emperors sect had lost 2 warriors of the initial Yin Void realm and 2 of the profound Yin Void realm. Chu Nan had also been seriously injured in the sneak attack. Jian Wushuang's side already had an advantage based on battle strength at the level of the Yin Void. As for the ordinary warriors of the Gold Core realm, even if their numbers were huge, they could only buy a little time but not turn the tides of the battle. However, at this moment, with a cold hum suddenly sounding through the void, a black-clothed elder with a lean face appeared, emanating tyrannical aura. How dare you break into the 9 Emperors sect and kill my warriors? There was rage in the black-clothed elder's eyes, and his clothes and hair were flapping around even though there was no wind. This man was the upper elder of the 9 Emperors sect who had reached the peak of the Yin Void realm and had sequestered himself to practice all the time. Upper elder has shown up. Now that upper elder has shown up, this group of intruders means nothing. Kill them all. Seeing the arrival of the black-clothed elder, the experts of the 9 Emperors sect immediately beamed with excitement. But as soon as this black-clothed elder appeared, a loud laughter suddenly sounded. Ha ha, old man Mo, haven't you died yet? A handsome middle-aged man appeared in front of the black-clothed elder and the same breath of the peak of the Yin Void realm was emanated, which was stronger than that of the black-clothed elder. Naturally, this man was Yi Rufeng who had hidden in the dark. Yi Rufeng? The black-clothed elder's face changed slightly. Our 9 Emperors sect hasn't offended the Golden Dragon Palace. Yes, you didn't offend us, but this time we are on a mission entrusted by others, Yi Rufeng said with a smile. Are you going to stop me? The black-clothed elder shouted coldly. What do you think? Yi Rufeng laughed. Perhaps I may not be stronger than you in direct slaughter, but since I am here, don't even think about taking action. Try me. The black-clothed elder stopped talking and took action. Yi Rufeng reacted to his move with a smile. Two experts of the peak of the Yin Void Realm fought against each other in the void right above Nine Emperors sect. With the roaring aura, terrible power crashed together. Chapter 178. 6 Purple-Masked Killers. Yi Rufeng blocked the way of Upper Elder in Nine Emperors sect, leaving him no chance to help. Meanwhile, inside the sect, the situation was still one-sided. Go to hell. With towering sword essence, Jian Wushuang's triple-kill sword formed a flowing light and fiercely pierced towards an expert of the profound Yin Void Realm in the Nine Emperors sect. This expert had been badly wounded during the sneak attack. Now, only 70% of his strength was left. However, when he saw Jian Wushuang's attack coming towards him, his eyes glistened coldly. You are just of the primordial gold core realm. How dare you fight with me? Go to hell. While shouting, the expert of the profound Yin Void Realm made a vast current of Earth Essence realm issue from the raven-black long spear he held in his hand. He then aggressively jabbed the spear towards Jian Wushuang. It seemed that even the void was pierced. The power was monstrously strong. The flowing light formed by the sword essence also violently slashed forward. Clang! The two horrible strengths collided and did battle. But it was obvious that the flowing light of sword essence had the absolute advantage, completely outclassing the other. What? The warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm was stunned, and he retreated awkwardly. Be careful. The fellow you were fighting with should be Jian Wushuang, who performed excellently in this year's selection battle. He has been ranked first on the Earthly Dragon list. Chu Nan, who was engaged in battle with 2 Golden Dragon ambassadors beside him, couldn't help shouting. The Nine Emperors sect had not participated in the selection battle this time, due to the lack of disciples ranking on the Earthly Dragon list. Chu Nan had not recognized Jian Wushuang earlier, but he had heard about him before, and now that he had witnessed Jian Wushuang's strength, he realized who he was. Number 1 warrior on the Earthly Dragon list. The warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm, who had been defeated by Jian Wushuang, looked cold with violent killing intent. The first place on the Earthly Dragon list? So what? He is just of the profound gold core realm. I don't believe that I can't kill him. With a cold snort, this warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm fiercely glided towards Jian Wushuang again. Jian Wushuang curled the corners of his lips, sneering. 3 sword essences were combined on the triple-kill sword and the strength suddenly burst out. The second move of selfless sword technique. Solipsistic form. Boom! Jian Wushuang had just displayed his strongest unique skill. A fierce sword light raged out with overweening and monstrous momentum. The man of the profound Yin Void Realm pierced through the void with his dark long spear and ruthlessly jabbed towards Jian Wushuang again. But the disparity in strength was more obvious this time. The sword light landed on the dark long spear. Horrible strength burst out, causing the spear to fly off. The sword light did not diminish, and continued its ruthless slash towards the body of the warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm. This man of the profound Yin Void Realm was killed without even having a chance to struggle. Profound Yin Void Realm? Jian Wushuang coldly sneered. Normally, the top 20 geniuses on the Earthly Dragon list were on par with warriors of the initial Yin Void Realm. The top 10 had battle strength near the profound Yin Void Realm. An example was Xianxia, who had battle strength matching the profound Yin Void Realm. But Jian Wushuang had killed Xianxia with a single slash. Although the warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm in front of him was more powerful than Xianxia, Jian Wushuang has still killed him with ease. What an idiot! Seeing these events unfold before him, Chu Nan could not help cursing secretly. He had already warned the warrior of the profound Yin Void Realm to be careful, but he had not heeded his advice and had ended up dead. There were not many Yin Void experts in Nine Emperors sect. Now, one more had perished. This made their situation worse. They were getting nearer to collapse. Above the void, the black-clothed upper elder of Nine Emperors sect saw the events that had transpired below. He frowned and shouted in a deep voice. Mr. Ghost Tiger, please take action, or our Nine Emperors sect is over. Ghost Tiger? Jian Wushuang's face darkened. At the same time, he noticed several vigorous breaths suddenly rising from the direction of the Nine Emperors sect. Jian Wushuang, you chose to break into hell where there is no gate, when there were roads in heaven that you could have taken instead. Don't think about going back alive today. The cold laughter echoed. 6 black spots suddenly appeared on the void not far away. The 6 black spots glided quickly and soon appeared in front of everybody. The 6 figures were in black robes, and were wearing purple masks. Undoubtedly, they were purple-masked killers from Bloodfeather Tower. With the appearance of the 6 purple-masked killers, Jian Wushuang, Xianxia, Su Ru, and several other Golden Dragon ambassadors visibly paled. 6 purple-masked killers, 5 of whom have reached the exceptional Yin Void Realm, and there is one of the peak of the Yin Void Realm. Jian Wushuang frowned. Jian Wushuang was aware that Bloodfeather Tower valued his father and would have secretly dispatched many experts to guard him, so he was not surprised to see them. However, he had not expected that their strength was so immense. Among the 6 people, 1 was at the peak of the Yin Void Realm, and the remaining 5 were all of the exceptional Yin Void Realm. Such a battle formation, together with the remaining Yin Void experts of the Nine Emperors sect, could completely outclass them on overall strength. The 6 purple-masked killers were standing on the void with violent killing intent. Among them, the leader Ghost Tiger, who was at the peak of the Yin Void Realm, looked below coldly. Finally, he fixed his eyes on Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang, and Golden Dragon ambassadors, none of you can get away today. Ghost Tiger said coldly, kill. Once he gave the order, the 6 purple-masked killers took action. At this moment, a giant hand condensing vast power suddenly slapped towards the 6 purple-masked killers. Ha! There is a hidden expert? Ghost Tiger was stunned, and then he sneered. You are just at the peak of the Yin Void Realm. On finishing his words, he thrust out a bloody light. The giant hand was broken into pieces. Go, go! Shui Mingho suddenly appeared above the void. The giant hand had been created by him just now to hinder the 6 purple-masked killers. Jian Wushuang, the opponent's strength is greater than we thought. We should retreat right away, Shui Mingho shouted without stopping. The Golden Dragon ambassadors agreed and violently nodded. They had wanted to retreat as soon as they saw the experts from Bloodfeather Tower. Yang Zixuan and Su Ru looked at Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang would decide whether they should retreat or continue to fight. At this moment, Jian Wushuang's eyes were icy. 6 purple-masked killers, 1 at the peak of the Yin Void Realm, 5 of the exceptional Yin Void Realm. With my current cultivation of spiritual power at the peak of the profound Gold Core Realm, I could enhance my power to the initial Yin Void Realm if I use soul-taking secret skill. Together with Supreme Gold Core, my strength will be powerful enough to match the exceptional Yin Void Realm. In addition, my comprehension of sword essence is, matching or outclassing an ordinary man at the peak of the Yin Void Realm won't be a problem. Jian Wushuang pondered over his options and made a decision. Chapter 179, The Strong Rescue. Retreating now was certainly not what Jian Wushuang wanted. Moreover, although those 6 purple-masked assassins had a powerful battle formation, they were not strong enough to make him give up without even fighting. Soul-devouring secret skill. Jian Wushuang looked cold. He had already decided to fight against these 6 purple-masked assassins via soul-taking secret skill. However, suddenly, several figures appeared almost simultaneously in front of Jian Wushuang. Jian Wushuang winced. What? The 6 purple-masked assassins also looked at them. 9 people suddenly appeared, all wearing purple robes and standing side by side in the air. At that moment, 9 violent aura radiated from them without scruple, covering the whole area in an instant. At this moment, the entire Nine Emperors sect completely quieted down. Everybody was astonished, staring at those 9 figures who suddenly appeared. Among the 9 vast auras, 8 had obviously reached the exceptional Yin Void Realm, and the other one was a Yin Void champion. This terrifying group was even stronger than the 6 purple-masked assassins of Bloodfeather Tower. Purple robe? Jian Wushuang was a little bit excited. He seemed to have seen the same purple robe before. Among the 9 figures, the leading heavily built middle-aged man looked towards Jian Wushuang with a smile on his face and said, Master Wushuang, my name is Dan Ju, and my young master ordered me to help you." "Danju? Young master?" Jian Wushuang grinned. He already knew who they were. Big brother Wang Yuan. Jian Wushuang tightly clenched his fists, with a flicker of delight on his face. When he first returned to the Dragon Palace, Wang Yuan had given him a big gift, Lin Yun. Although Lin Yun was a purple masked assassin from Blood Feather Tower, he was quietly captured by Wang Yuan and tortured in a secret chamber for quite a long time. Wang Yuan's ability was pretty frightening. Inside the secret chamber, even the guards were experts in the Yin Void realm. Jian Wushuang was very curious about Wang Yuan's real identity. He believed Wang Yuan must have a strong background. Before Jian Wushuang left to rescue his father, he asked Wang Yuan if he would help. However, Wang Yuan said he couldn't because he was too weak. But now, it seemed that even though he didn't come with them, he still dispatched his experts to help in secret. "Big brother Wang Yuan, your friendship will be remembered in my heart no matter what." Jian Wushuang thought to himself. While the fierce battle was taking place at the Nine Emperors sect, a huge purple cloud condor was levitating in the air not far away, with its wings flapping. Riding on the condor was a fat man who was eating fruits. This fat man was naturally Jian Wushuang's good brother, Wang Yuan. "I thought Wushuang and his comrades could definitely defeat the Nine Emperors sect with their battle formation, but I did not expect Blood Feather Tower to dispatch so many Yin Void Realm experts," Wang Yuan muttered while eating fruits. He had been waiting outside the Nine Emperors sect for a long time, but he had not taken any action since Jian Wushuang and his comrades possessed the advantage. He had not needed to do anything. But when the assassins of Blood Feather Tower appeared, he immediately sent his experts to support them. "Young master, didn't the sect master personally command you not to fight against Blood Feather Tower?" A brown-haired elder, who was levitating beside Wang Yuan, said. The elder looked like he had experienced many of the vicissitudes of life. He had several freckles on his forehead, and it seemed like he had already reached his declining years. "I didn't. I just had Danju and several other people block the assassins from Blood Feather Tower instead of killing them, so I did not violate my father's order. What's more, it's just Blood Feather Tower. Even if they are destroyed, what can they do? I don't think they would dare to revolt," Wang Yuan scornfully said. Hearing this, the brown-haired elder next to him shrugged without saying any more. Inside the Nine Emperors sect. "You guys again." Ghost Tiger, the leader of the 6 Purple Masked Assassins, stared at Danju and his comrades, who suddenly appeared, with a ferocious light in his eyes. These purple-robed people were by no means unfamiliar to Blood Feather Tower. Just 2 years ago, Blood Feather Tower forced Jian Wushuang to jump into the abyss, and then they suffered a furious revenge. That was definitely the most malicious revenge that Blood Feather Tower had suffered since they were established. At that time, they were indeed about to collapse. However, it was not Dragon Palace that launched this revenge. Although Dragon Palace was strong, they couldn't represent the entire Golden Dragon Palace. While Blood Feather Tower was one of the overlords in Qianzhong Dynasty, along with Golden Dragon Palace. However, they did not have an obvious disparity in overall strength. So even if Dragon Palace tried their utmost to seek revenge, Blood Feather Tower could surely handle it. The key reason the revenge was so miserable was the 2 forces who secretly supported them. Between those 2 forces, the purple-robed people were most malicious, and Blood Feather Tower had no way to resist them. These purple-robed people fought fiercely and resolutely, and they had fathomless strength. They made Blood Feather Tower suffer an unprecedented loss just in 2 months. Blood Feather Tower would be completely destroyed if the purple-robed people had not stopped. Now, after 2 years had passed, facing these purple-robed people again, how could the Purple Masked Assassins not be terrified and fearful? After all, what they suffered 2 years ago seemed to have just had happened yesterday. "Oh, Blood Feather Tower, it has been 2 years since we last met," Danju said, smiling lightly with a calm tone. "Don't be afraid. We were only instructed to block you. We do not plan to kill you this time. So you guys had better stay where you are without trying anything. Otherwise, we will be glad to play with you guys. Of course, if we engage a fight with you, I can't guarantee that we will hold back." Hearing this, the 6 Purple Masked Assassins were seized by rage and the look in their eyes almost seemed to be burning. However, they had to control their anger and nobody dared to do anything. After all, There was an obvious disparity in strength when facing these purple-robed figures. In regards to strength, they fought with them 2 years ago, so they clearly understood the strength of these purple-robed people when compared to warriors of the same rank. If they fought head-on, the 6 purple-masked assassins were not the match of the purple-robed people. Go, seek help from Sir Greyrobe. Ghost Tiger glanced at one of the purple-masked assassins next to him and said. That purple-masked assassin nodded, and then he turned his hand down. A baby milk bug, the size of a finger, appeared on his hand. This bug was called symbiotic insect. It was not poisonous nor aggressive. However, it had a unique ability, which was live together, die together. Symbiotic insects were born in pairs, and the 2 bugs' lives were tied together. If one died, the other would immediately die too. Some known sects always used symbiotic insect as a unique method for seeking help. That was what this purple-masked assassin was doing. With a surge of spiritual power and a shake of his hand, the symbiotic insect was instantly cut into pieces. As soon as this symbiotic insect died, the other one in Bloodfeather Tower base would immediately die as well. The experts in the base would immediately know that their people were in a bad situation, and then they would dispatch more experts to come. Chapter 180. The Meeting. Ask for help with a symbiotic insect? Dan Ju smiled coldly. Ignoring the purple-masked killers, he turned towards Jian Wushuang. Master Wushong, Master Yang, and Miss Su Ru, these killers of Bloodfeather Tower will surely be stopped by my people. Now you 3, come with me to find whom you want to save, Dan Ju said with a smile. Thank you so much, Jian Wushuang said gratefully. You're welcome. We are just following orders, said Dan Ju with a smile. Then, he made his way to the hinterland of the 9 Emperors sect together with Jian Wushuang and the others. Just as Jian Wushuang and the others were setting off, Ghost Tiger, leader of the 6 purple-masked killers, while being watched by the purple-robed persons on top of the void, immediately shouted, So Jian Wushuang, you've come here to save your father? Ha ha, but too bad you're destined to be disappointed. Your father is indeed at the 9 Emperors sect. Unfortunately, you won't be able to save him. You can't save him. You're doomed to return with nothing. Ha ha. Ghost Tiger's laughter resounded through the entire 9 Emperors sect, and Jian Wushuang left with a heavy heart. But he did not give up and instead began to search the 9 Emperors sect. The superiors of the Yin Void realm from the 9 Emperors sect were heavily dealt with or killed. Even those from the Bloodfeather Tower were now surrounded by the 8 purple-robed persons and were no match for Jian Wushuang. No one in the 9 Emperors sect could stop him. The 9 Emperors sect is, after all, one of the most bountiful. It would take too much time to search the courtyard lofts one by one, and maybe there are some secret chambers. Jian Wushuang thought with cold eyes. Mr. Dan Ju, could I trouble you to catch one of these 9 Emperors sect officials? Said Jian Wushuang. No trouble at all, Dan Ju replied with a smile as his gaze turned to the side. Well, there's one right there. The man who caught Dan Ju's eyes was Ma Qinghai, who just arrived at the battlefield, and was struggling against a golden dragon messenger. Whoosh! Dan Ju was surrounded by a purple light and summoned in front of Ma Qinghai. What tether? Even before he could react, Dan Ju slapped a shocked Ma Qinghai, and overwhelming power fell over Ma Qinghai's body, and he was swatted onto the ground like a housefly. The ground had torn apart, leaving a large hole. Ma Qinghai struggled to get up from the hole, especially with a foot on his chest. With a determined look in Jian Wushuang's eyes, he coldly stared at Ma Qinghai. Tell me, where is my father? Jian Wushuang said in a low, serious tone. Your father? Replied Ma Qinghai, slightly stunned. My father is Jian Nantian, Jian Wushuang said. He is locked up in the 9 Emperors sect. You are a high-ranking official of the Yin Void realm at 9 Emperors sect, one of the top few. You must know where he is. Tell me the truth. Then maybe I can still keep you alive, or else. As Ma Qinghai detected the seriousness in Jian Wushuang, he cleared his throat while nodding his head and said, I know where your father is, and I will take you there. I will take you there now. Lead the way. Jian Wushuang lifted his foot, allowing Ma Qinghai to stand up. Then Ma Qinghai led the way ahead. Though Ma Qinghai was powerful among those of the Yin Void and could walk on air, Jian Wushuang was not worried that Ma Qinghai would escape as Dan Ju kept a close eye on him. Guided by Ma Qinghai, it didn't take long for Jian Wushuang and the others to arrive at the courtyard near the hill. There in the courtyard was Ma Changfeng. Beside him was Jian Nantian, whose face was faint and hair was white, drinking quietly. Jian Wushuang appeared in the courtyard with his eyes sweeping the area. At once, he saw the white-haired man seated in the middle, on a stone bench and drinking. Jian Wushuang was in shock. They hadn't met each other in years. His hair was already silver. His face was fainter than before. However, Jian Wushuang could still recognize that the white-haired man was Jian Nantian, his dignified father who brought him up. The one who taught him swordsmanship and how to be a real man. "Father," Jian Wushuang said, with trembling voice. Jian Nantian, the white-haired man drinking alone, looked towards Jian Wushuang. A light of recognition flashed across his eyes, but soon calmed down like a pool of stagnant water. "You are here," Jian Nantian said calmly. "Come here to sit." Jian Wushuang took a deep breath and sat down on a stone bench in front of Jian Nantian. Taking a closer look at Jian Nantian, he was startled. "Father, your breath." Jian Wushuang noticed that Jian Nantian had no spiritual power. Jian Nantian looked like any ordinary person. Only those whose dantian had been destroyed and had their spiritual power taken away appear like this. "Ha ha, it's nothing serious. My dantian was just broken." Jian Nantian smiled with ease. He was very philosophical about this. B*****. Jian Wushuang couldn't help but curse. For a warrior, it is a nightmare for the dantian to be destroyed and have their spiritual power dissipated. His father's dantian was somehow destroyed? Calm down. Though my dantian was destroyed and the spiritual power lost, there are other ways of survival. Jian Nantian still smiled. He then took out a pot of wine and said, "Have a drink with me." Jian Nantian handed the wine pot to Jian Wushuang. Without hesitation, Jian Wushuang took a swig of the wine. "Not bad. Despite not having seen you for 7 years, you're all grown up." Drinking another mouthful, Jian Nantian continued, "I heard you are ranked first on the earthly dragon list now?" "Yes." Jian Wushuang nodded. "Is your sword soul completely awakened?" Jian Nantian asked. "Yes." Jian Wushuang nodded again. "The ancestors' land. Have you been there?" Jian Nantian asked calmly. "I spent 2 years in the sword tomb of the ancestors' land. Unfortunately, I'm not strong enough to accept the test there," Jian Wushuang answered. "It's normal. Generally, those who have reached the Yin Void realm are qualified to accept the tests in the ancestors' land. I could accept the test with just fulfillment of the Golden Pill realm because I was far stronger than the others at the same level," Jian Nantian said. Jian Wushuang understood what he meant. "By the way, father, I got to see younger aunt," Jian Wushuang said. "Wu Yue?" Jian Nantian looked over. "I saw her 3 years ago." "How is she?" "She is dead," Jian Wushuang answered. The glistening pupils of Jian Nantian's calm eyes riffled, but in the next moment he sneered and said, "Wu Yue is also gone." "Shuang'er, do you know you bear a bloody feud?" Jian Nantian suddenly asked. "I do," Jian Wushuang answered coldly. "If you know, you have to remember." Looking at Jian Wushuang seriously, Jian Nantian said a few words icily. "Blood debt must be repaid with blood."